Hello everybody and welcome to the LFC Transfer Room with myself, Louis Fell. Hope you and your families have had a lovely holiday period, and as we look ahead to 2023 and what it can provide not only for us but for Liverpool Football Club in terms of competitions, wins, new players, all that good stuff. There's also a time for reflection before the new year, time for resolutions but also time for reflection, looking at what you had, what you've got, and how that can help build for the future. With that comes list week. So we'll start off today with Liverpool's top 5 most improved players of 2022. We'll also do, I was going to say worst, we'll do most disappointing top 5, and we'll also do the top 5 best players over the coming days as well. So plenty to look forward to. So make sure that if you are new, you do hit that subscribe button, and make sure to also please like the video. Now, this list of the top 5 most improved players is just mine. It's just my little opinion. If you disagree with it, let me know in the comments. Let me know what your list is for the top 5 most improved players. Now, when I say most improved of 2022, that includes the start of this season and the back end of last season. So there's a big sample pool to go with here, and plenty of context to go into these choices as well. So I'll try my best to explain it. But enough chit chat, enough of me going on. Let's get straight into it. Coming in at number 5 is one of our summer signings, Fabio Carvalho, somebody who we maybe didn't think at the time would have a massive role this season, someone who was probably for the future, and whether that's a good or a bad thing that he's now almost a mainstay in certainly the matchday squad and has many appearances to his name now, that's up to you. That may come down to not enough investment in that midfield, which hopefully could change in 2023, who knows. But for me, I think he's shown a lot of gumption, I think is the word. Came on at the beginning of the season, cracked up some goals straight away, and it's just looked fairly comfortable for his age. Nothing like incredible. He's had some moments, obviously that last minute winner against Newcastle, which was quite a big one, especially on this channel, if you were with me for the watch long for that one. He's someone who I am sure is going to be a part of this Liverpool team for many, many years to come. Not only because of his quality, but he does have quite a sizable contract as well. But for me, he's been a great addition to this squad, and he's certainly shown improvement even in just the short time that he's been here. Number 4, Stefan Bachich, a man who got his first Liverpool goal, first Premier League goal, just a few days ago in that Premier League game against Aston Villa. He's been making massive impacts within the Liverpool Academy, within the first team squad, and amongst fans as well. He's probably one of the most exciting, he is arguably now the most exciting youngster that we've got, with Elliott moving into a more senior role, Carvalho similar, but Bachich is now kind of that stalwart figure coming up from the academy after joining from Celta Vigo in 2021. He's got that first goal. He's also looked very comfortable on the ball. You can see that he's been playing in Spain and was brought up in that kind of footballing environment. He's very comfortable on the ball and hopefully could become a very press resistant player for us. A bit like Thiago. I'm not saying he is or he will be Thiago, but I think he is somebody worth getting excited for, and hopefully he does stay around and grows into a fantastic player like it already appears that he will. Number 3. Harvey Elliott. Now, that might be a little bit of a strange one for some people being on this list, but I think, where he was at the start of this year and where he is now is obviously night and day. He started off the season injured after that horror tackle against Leeds United in the back end of 2021. But when he came back, I think there was a lot of worry that maybe he would have just lost something with such a traumatic injury, really. And even though he got that goal, was it in the FA Cup against Cardiff on his return, he then very rarely featured, even in the matchday squad at times for the back end of last season, which was a very intensive time for the squad as a whole. So I think a lot of people probably thought that Klopp was keeping him out of the limelight, allowing him to get his strength back, his match fitness, etc. And if that is the case, he's certainly come good in this season as well. In a season of a lot of disappointments and a lot of things not going our way, the system not seeming to work. He's been a consistent bright spot for us. Can he go on and cement a first-team position? Maybe he already has in Jurgen Klopp's eyes when everyone's fit, but I think there may be still a little bit of doubt as to exactly where he fits in, exactly what he provides in the long term. But for me, it's been a hell of a comeback for Harvey Elliott, and he deserves a place on this list. Coming in at number 2, Roberto Firmino. That feels weird, doesn't it, on a top 5 most improved list? Roberto Firmino getting into the autumn of his career now. But what a resurgence this season has been for him. Again, a season with a lot of disappointments, not going the way we'd hoped for it. But Roberto Firmino, out of nowhere, has been our saviour at times with that hat-trick and bundles of assists against Bournemouth. But throughout the season as well, he's been fairly consistent when he has played. He's looked a danger at times. Still, sometimes looks like his legs have deserted him a little bit, which is so important for a player like Firmino, who helps us with that counter-press and drops into midfield so often. Looks like he's maybe not as capable as consistently playing 90 minutes week in, week out. We will have to manage his minutes a bit more, but that's why you sign people like Darwin Núñez and now Cody Gakpo. Sorry, Man United fans. But for me, I think it's, even if it is a bit of a swan song, maybe if it is his final tour with his contract running out, and maybe some stories that we're not going to re-sign him now that Gakpo is signing, especially. If this is some sort of a farewell tour, then I think he's made it off to a great start and shown great improvements from last year, which, despite Liverpool's success, it felt like he was at times a bit of a passenger. So yeah, it's great. It's great to see Roberto Firmino getting back to his chaotic best. And now, drum roll please, for number 1 of my list, not yours, my list, the top 5 most improved Liverpool players in 2022, and it goes to Caoimhe Kelleher. My guy, the Carabao Cup winner, the penalty shootout dynamo. Kelleher is, has quickly become a fan favourite when, a year, 2, 3 years ago, he was in around the academy. I don't think many people would have thought too much of him, but Klopp and his coaching staff, the goalkeeping coaches, have obviously seen enough, thrown him into, that backup role, that third keeping spot, and he's earned his way up to number 2, and he is now our number 2, and I'd argue one of the best number 2s in the league, quite frankly. His shot stopping is, good at worst. He's capable of pulling off some phenomenal stops, and we saw that in the Carabao Cup final last season. Penalties, I'd argue he probably seems to be better at it than Alisson. If we were going into a penalty shootout, I'd probably feel a bit more comfortable with Kelleher in goal for it, if I'm being honest with you, as is the nature of his recent appearances, and that penalty shootout win against Derby as well this season. Whether we can keep hold of him for the long term is yet to be seen. He does strike me as somebody who wants to play. He's not a Romero at United. He's not someone who's going to sit and spend his whole career at number 2, which is fair enough. But we're going to struggle to find somebody as good as him who would be prepared to sit at number 2. That's why you've got people like Adrian, who are comfortable to sit at number 2. It's because they're not really that good, and if they can play for a top level club, they're prepared to sit on the bench and warm the bench all season long if you let them. So that's a bit of a dilemma for another day. What do we do with Kelleher? But for now, for me, it's been great to see his rise, and now he's getting that recognition that he deserves, not just amongst Liverpool fans, obviously, but maybe in more of the wider footballing world. So that concludes my top 5 most improved Liverpool players for 2022. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you think I'm an idiot? Let me know in the comments. Make sure that you like this video, and if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe for all of your Liverpool content. I have been Louis on the LFC Transfer Room. Thank you very much, and have a lovely rest of your day.